in terms of balancing the aggression. They weren't aggressive, but they always came back and had good setups on the A bomb side. They had decent rotations. I feel like the B rotations need a little bit of work. Against a better nuke team, I feel like you're probably going to lose a few rounds there, but for the most part, pretty good showing from TyLoo, and I'm excited because now we've got another map that TyLoo can play. No team is safe. Like, you can't do anything. There's nowhere you can go. Vici are just going to be like, really?
You play nuke now? What do we do?
It's like, you're just going to pick our map? Like, come on, guys.
I do have to agree with you there. Like, there were very few moments. Usually when you watch a TyLoo game, it's both of us holding our head in our hands, wondering, Danking, why are you doing this? Somebody, why are you pushing? But it was a very solid showing from TyLoo overall. Yeah, a couple of rounds where they over-aggressed a little bit, gave Bren the opportunity, but again, they're able to clutch it out. The 1v1s, the 2v2s, always going the way of TyLoo. Now, heading into Mirage at Dinka, this is where I started to fear for Bren. Bren can play this map. They're going to be starting on the CT side, and we've said that his T side from TyLoo has been a little wonky, right? It hasn't necessarily been that great on any of the maps we've seen so far in PAL 2020. And this is an opportunity, if not getting the win, at least saving some face and putting up a fight here.
They've looked kind of terrible on it in comparison to their previous performances, and I feel like that is a problem and has been a problem for TyLoo for a little while, right? Mirage is a map they can definitely drop. I remember back in PAL Summer, they even had one of those close series against Mazalai. So, yeah, but TyLoo are a little bit of a questionable team on this map. When they play well, they're the best team in the region, and they can go 16-13 against after. So who knows which way this is going to go, whether or not Bren are going to be able to take it close. TyLoo looked completely different today, though. Danking is on point, somebody as well. And now the push comes out on towards the A-bomb side. They're going to be going for the simple execute, but Wits and Papachulo taking the first 2 kills. Papachulo looking to deliver death, but he swings out from underwood. An attacker, he's going to take his head right off. Summer as well. And you're never safe, Bren. You cannot make these kind of plays. You cannot swing out. You cannot take every fight. You got to quit while you're ahead. TyLoo pull it back, and now they're looking for this bomb plant.
Yeah, and that was...
Look at Pro.
Oh, the sneak coming in from behind, but he's been spotted out. Actually, no, somebody taking damage, but the jig is up. They know where he's going to be coming in from. They know where all the players are. The bomb planter, Summer, is going to be found out by Micro. Now it's a 2v3. Now, the bomb is planted for somebody in Attacker, Dinko, and somebody's going to be the bait for Attacker. 1v3 for Mr. Attacker. They haven't spotted him out, but looking at where the bomb is being planted for, they should be aware of his position. But Attacker immediately just swings out wide, finds Pro, finds Micro. Now it's a 1v1. Derek has got the kit. He's got time to work with, but he's got to get the kill. But Attacker with the 1v3, and now it's his time to shine. He was quite a nuke, Dinko, but he was just waiting for that clutch, and what shots coming out from Mr. Attacker.
Yeah, Attacker's been waiting for that clutch, whereas I've been waiting for Attacker. I mean, coming into this tournament, I was so excited to see him get going again. In the previous PAL, he was the game changer for TyLoo in so many rounds, right? He had these huge MVP performances in a couple of matches at the start, where TyLoo actually got a bit of a slow start in the PAL Summer. Attacker's turn in form was enough to win them those maps, and I feel like he was probably the player that started their big streak, right, where they won so many series in a row. He was definitely a pivotal factor to getting that started. Well, I want to see him show up in this tournament. This is a good chance for him. 4 kills. Delivering the piss around win for TyLoo. And over here for Bren, they're going to be going into Palace. Is Papachulo pushing on in with a deagle. Somebody positioned towards the apartments over towards B alone. Micro, again, tasked of being the B anchor. And he's not exactly got the most favorable player over here. It's somebody. He's quite good in these duels. Derek positioned towards short. He's a strong enough pair of hands to try and help out Micro. He's just watched somebody drop into the side. Derek, you're so triggered. You're so mad. How's that been allowed to happen? Micro, he won't get the follow-up trade. That's his job done at least. He gets the trade kill. And now under a minute in play, as TyLoo will take this A-bomb site.
The flank is coming in there, Dinko, but again, it might be a little too late here. Poppy Chula coming in from behind. He hasn't been spotted out yet. He's hearing the footsteps. He knows there's a player on the site. Slowly will be spotted out. And Poppy, he whiffs the shots, Dinko. An attacker's going to find him from behind the flank. The flanker gets flanked. And now Summer just white swinging out. 3 players looking his direction. Bomb yet to be planted. Attacker trying to still bring it back, waiting patiently for the flank to come in from Danking and Wits. He's going to land some nutty shot. He's going to find one. One shot is all he needs from the scout. He spots a player out. He misses it. Danking going in for the hunt, but Wits this time around, he's going to clutch it out. What a massive round from him. And Bren, well, they bring it back.
Yeah, exactly. And I know I don't really want to take too much away from Bren. They do get the round win under their belt, but what are TyLoo doing? I think we just see that the T side just doesn't really, it doesn't have the same panache as their CT side, right? The CT sides are really good right now. They're in a good spot. They are not really making too many errors. They seem to always have an idea of how they want to approach the round. Here on the T side, though, it has been an absolute mess this entire tournament so far.
And again,
Except
like
somebody solo towards apartments.
yeah.
What are they doing on the A side? They had the site for what felt like a pretty long time. There's just a little bit of chaos coming. Oh my god, Dan King. Headshot. Witz goes for a jump. And while he's taken too much off the top, Derek with a double kill slowly and somebody both going down. And now, well, look at this. It's Micro down below the window. He'll be looking for a little bit of spray. Summer taking good damage on board as Micro looks to try and spray away, but it's Summer with the deagle with a good kill, a follow-up coming in as well. Derek going down and TyLoo, they're about to answer back again. You think it's enough for Derek to find a 3K? Think again. TyLoo into the 1 versus 2, but Papachulo, oh, he's behind. Last player's low. He can win this, and there it is. Papachulo saving the day. TyLoo not aware of the apartment's flank. And Papachulo, he is the veteran of this roster. He is the staple player of Bren. And it's worked out for him. He's on the round. It's Papachulo and Derek, again, just the 2 players that lead the way for this roster. Witz in the previous round getting a big hero play, but how sustainable is this, Blair? How sustainable is it that you're going to have to expect 3Ks from individuals every round? It's just not.
It's just not at all. That was like so very close. And again, it was a deagle. I'm not a big fan of the position from Micro, by the way. He just went for the full commit. They're getting caught on the open. Some are playing it very safe, waiting for him to run out of bullets before he faces with the deagle. And now, with the bomb plan, TyLoo just going to force up Denka. They're not going to go for the save. They know they have the money of Bren on the precipice, and they're just going to try and break it here. 1 AK, couple of Galils. And of course, 2 MAC-10s in the hands of Mr. Somebody and Attacker. And once again, they are posturing towards his B bomb site, Dinko. They have not opted to take any control. Micro, though, holding an aggressive angle, finds somebody. Is the rotation going to be coming out? Is the question. As Derek finds slowly, okay, through the smoke. That's a nice pick. And now, TyLoo, they're getting picked apart here. The smoke's going to be deployed. Dan King and some are going to be dropping into the site. But Derek's just going to join the fray, shutting everything down. And Summer's going to be left alone, and it's a 1v5.
Summer, he's got 1 headshot, but yeah, this is a done deal. This is a round, surely, that goes in favor of Bren. Summer tries his best, but he does go down. Derek kicking it away. 3-1 here for Bren. Not a bad start at all. Like, in comparison, they've tripled the rounds they were able to find over on nuke. I think this is quite obvious that we're going to see a bit of a closer game. I obviously think TyLoo is still going to win, but the fact that we come into this and TyLoo immediately, you know, a lot of these rounds have been quite questionable. I mean, the piss round wasn't even a convincing win. Required Attacker to show up. And as soon as they have to sort of think about the mid-round calls, it's just falling apart for TyLoo. So, yeah, not really a big fan of how they're approaching the game right now on this T side. I think they have a lot of work, a hell of a lot of work to do. We'll see if they can figure it out. And as you go into this next round, in round number 5, though, it should just be Bren taking this away slowly, victim to Witz's AWP. And Summer will try his best from Palace, but he's smoked off.
Yeah, smoked off, and don't really see TyLoo doing anything in this round. It has been kind of a quiet start, apart from that 1v3 getting pulled off by Attacker. Oh yeah, for Bren, this is a much needed, especially this round, is a much needed injection for the confidence of this Filipino side, right? Getting hammered down a nuke on their map pick, and now suddenly things looking much better. Derek have no trouble finding somebody. The good sign here is the fact that Derek has, he's woken up on this map. You know, the 4K towards B bomb side, being very instrumental in many of these rounds. 8 kills for him, 6 for Witz. Still early days though, as we do have the buy coming in from TyLoo. Got to bear in mind that the majority of their rounds have been kind of these force half buys coming out, and now it's going to be the full buy, 4-1.
TyLoo's got a lot of control in towards ramp. It's going to be Summer. It hits the deck. A little bit of a spray from Pro, and he goes down. Papachula doing good work in the FAMAS. Slowly hits the deck, and Papachula goes again. That's a huge play from Papachula yet again, delivering hero moments for Bren. 3 kills on the board, and now it's somebody in Dan King looking to recover the round for TyLoo. Such an important round here for the Chinese side. They still have a chance. The smokes are up. Dan King's alive. He's got the bomb, but he doesn't care. He pushes into connector. Spotted one player down there. Somebody with a headshot has taken down Derek, and now Wits, he wants a piece of the pie. And oh, Dan King was so goddamn good at this game. 3 kills. He's so quick. 2 rounds picked up for TyLoo. That was a round that Bren had in the bag, and they just fumble it. They fumble it completely.
The kill Dan King got at connector. He wasn't even looking at the guy. I felt like, I hope we get a replay of that. It almost felt like some insta flick from him, as the op will be retrieved for the side of TyLoo. Dan King will hold on to it. Now, Bren need to be careful, Dinko. Yeah, they bled out a lot of players, some of those anti-eco rounds, and now it is a very scary proposition here. Dan King's going to be looking to take the fight, and it's going to be Wits who's going to come out on top. I love that. I love the teamwork from his team. He got boosted up, got the advantageous position, and neutralizes Dan King early on. That's a big win here for the side of Bren. Also, in related news, looks like Mitch is alive.
He is alive. He hasn't been taken to the spirit realm. That's good, I suppose. Whatever way you look at it. Well, right now, TyLoo about to hit the B bomb site. Coming over here, Bren. They've got enough players to deal with this. They're pretty aware that it's going to be this way. Attacker with an open headshot. Micro and Wits getting 2 kills between them, and now Wits under more pressure. But Micro, he's doing a great job right now. 2 kills picked up for him. And now Summer left into a 1 versus 3. He's gone forward and found the AWPer. But Micro doing a good job at not overextending, not giving away his position. It's just a little bit of damage to Summer, who's now trapped in the bomb site. But trying his best, and it won't work out for him. Papachula with the kill. And it's another round for Bren. 5-2 TyLoo. Definitely looking very rough on this map right now, Bled. It was so well telegraphed what was happening. You can see the full rotation pretty much was available to Bren. They had an extra player over towards this B-bomb site. They could get the rotation over quite quickly. TyLoo, I seem to have lost that panache here on their T side. They seem to have lost that next level. It's just so linear and just one-dimensional completely. And they just, when their individuals aren't getting into the positions that they're able to pop off and take down these Bren players, you can see it does become a big problem for TyLoo. They don't really have a whole lot else to fall back on.
Yeah, they don't. And this B hit, like you said, it's just been so, like it's a telegraphed. And it hasn't looked as smooth as we've seen from TyLoo. I've seen so many B hits coming out from TyLoo in the past, and it's always looked almost unstoppable at times, right? Like the way they just weave in and out of the smokes and the flashbangs, and this has just been them coming out one by one. And Bren doing a very good job, and players are taking turns. Sometimes it's Micro, sometimes it's Wits, and most of the times it's Derek. Oh my god, Derek! He gets a wallbang, Dinko. Somebody's having a rough time. They do send a player through. Micro's stuck in the corner, and he's going to be done for, but Derek's still holding the line. He has been a turret indeed, and now Wits is just going to join the fray. And this is not easy. Attacker, he's got to get close. He's going to swap to the AK-47, but the 4 players to find. They're going to line up for him, but Derek with another 4K. He is just beasting at the moment.
What a round, and what a performance across the board here from Bren. Derek 12-5. I don't know what he finished on nuke. I'm going to have a little look, but I'm relatively sure that is, well, pretty sure that that's more than he finished with. I mean, it's they only got 1 round, so that's probably not too difficult.
12-5 for Derek. That's a very, very impressive start.
Yep. He went 8-16 over on nuke.
Well, I mean, he's almost about to double his score right now in 8 rounds. It's having a pretty fun time as well. This B bomb site hit, like Bren have been keeping 3 players there again and again, and it's almost like TyLoo like, hey guys, this is gonna be the round, but it's just gonna have 1 player, maybe 2. They're gonna go for an A stack.
They don't expect it again. They don't expect it again. They don't expect it again. It's just every single round. I know what? They don't expect it again.
No. They sent a couple players towards the ramp, Dinko. I'm happy about that. It mixed it up a little bit this time, TyLoo.
Yeah. A little bit of a default. I think that's definitely the approach TyLoo should be bringing to the table right now. To be fair, you know, luckily, when Mitch has arrived, he hasn't really missed too much. This is where the action really has got going. It's Bren actually doing something. They're actually putting up a bit of a fight. Well, a great fight, in fact. There's no fight from TyLoo here at Mirage. Bren have been so goddamn dominant on this map so far, so definitely fun to watch. And now Summer, well, he wants to come out of Palace. Papachulo has a good angle at the moment. Now I'm with a minute and 3 seconds left. Smoke goes up towards Palace. Summer in behind it, carrying his 2 flashbangs on over. An attacker. He's the front man. The Molotov going down and towards ramp. That burns away. And TyLoo taking their time, but they're going to converge on this A-bomb side. They're going to finish on this site and slowly position alongside somebody is absolutely perfect. But what you can see, his attentions are now drawn away from connector back over towards ramp. An attacker, he needs to be careful. He might just go down. They need to make a play here, TyLoo. There's only a couple of seconds left, Blur, and they haven't got the site. They haven't got control of anything.
And the time they're taking to make the way, look at the rotation taking place as well. They've sent a micro towards B apartments, gathering information. Flashbang for CT, that's going to be a problem. They're going to try and get the bomb down, and it's going to be micro's going to find attacker. Somebody balls of steel to get the kill, but it's all on Danking Dinko. It's a 1v3. The bomb is planted for him, but this is not going to be easy at all. The flick shot, it's not going to even flick in his direction. Wit's going to peer out. Brilliant round from Bren, and TyLoo being very, very trepidant. I just want to point out that play from Bren in 30 seconds. That was so smart. They knew they didn't have any information as to where TyLoo were. They probably thought TyLoo might have fallen back towards the B bomb site. They sent up Micro towards B apartments. They sent him through on an excursion. It was a risky play, but it worked out for them. They realized, no, the bomb's not heading towards B. It's going to be an A hit with 25 seconds remaining on the clock. And they sent in everyone rotating through CD spawn. Micro even getting a kill from short. So this has been some pretty solid Counter-Strike so far from Bren. Still early, though. Oh, I love that. I love that smoke from Wits early on. A nice flick onto Danking. And Bren, Dinko, maybe they've woken up here. This is looking much better from the Pinoy side.
Yeah, this is way better. And over here for TyLoo, it's obviously night and day difference from their nuke performance to now Mirage, where we talk about TyLoo being a team that are probably the best team in Asia. I think they've fallen off that pedestal a little bit here on Mirage. I feel like they're definitely becoming weaker on it, which is kind of strange. But at least they've added nuke to their map pool. At least that's something. But right now, Mirage, this should be a far more comfortable map for TyLoo. But right now, it's not looking that way. And Mike are getting aggressive in towards the apartments. Yeah.
Why Summer's running in blind? Oh my god.
What a nice play from Slowly. Gets in behind. They had no idea he was there. Papachulo with a good kill, but it's still a 3 versus 2. TyLoo have them at advantage. Will this be a round on the board finally after a long time? And while they're going to be trying to take these fights, Attacker gets rid of Pro, and now it's just Papachulo. He is the last player remaining here. Or Brent. And where is he going to go? Hops to the window, taps the bullet. They know he's there, and now a peek comes in. That's a good way of taking down somebody. You know he's going to peek that. So he gets this wide swing, doesn't work out. Now Papachulo with a second kill, third as well. How have you just let that happen, TyLoo? How has that happened?
Poppy! What a round! What a clutch!
What a beast. TyLoo just giving everything away. One by one. Of course, a big play from Papachulo being able to take every opportunity there. But that was just not... There was no approach there from Papachulo that was next level. It was one.
Yep.
Taps another bullet. They just another peek for TyLoo. Thank you very much for these free kills. There's another swing. Summer gives him it. Then Attacker's taking the peek. Thank you very much, TyLoo. Papachulo obviously having to take those kills, but they served it up to him.
That was an atrocious post plan from TyLoo. Somebody again, like you said, right?
Look at that
like,
stat.
It's flipped on its head, Dinko. It's still not as one-sided as it was for TyLoo earlier, but 8-2, if I'm Bren, I take that, especially on Mirage and TyLoo now. They're like, okay, maybe we can't play like that. Maybe you got to give some respect to these guys. They're playing a good CD side, and we're just, feeding them kills. Although I gotta say, despite this lead that Bren have right now, the money is still a little rough at the moment. So they need to be careful. Following couple of rounds, if they can maintain this win streak while not feeding too many, like giving away too many casualties, they can start building up money and maybe even go for an 11-4, 12-3 half here. But TyLoo, they're going to be heading towards the A bomb site. Got the money, but they need to get something, and Pro just shut it down, Dinko. They come walking in through the smoke, and Pro's, he's gonna take those kills any time of the day. And one by one, TyLoo, they're falling like flies.
Yeah, they are getting absolutely toyed with. It's such a flip reverse from nuke, right? It's just like Bren have taken TyLoo's soul, and somebody gets rid of Pro, but again, just one by one. TyLoo, my god, they suck right now, Blair. Like, this is terrible from TyLoo. How often do we see that where TyLoo is just absolutely awful, where they're not doing anything?
I'm trying to wrap my head around, like, how do you play so well on Nuke, a map that's been a permaban for like 3 or 4 years, and then just completely crap the bed here on, well, perhaps your best map, a map where no team, forget in Asia, even internationally, many teams would be wary of playing against TyLoo, but this T side, this is just terrible. Absolutely atrocious from the Chinese side. And Bren, well, I mean, they're gonna take this. They're gonna be like, yeah, fine, fair. You want to play that way? That's cool. We got Poppy, we got Derek, we got Wits, and everyone's looking good. Another hit coming in towards A, and Poppy's playing up close and personal. M4 in hand. Timing is everything. He's given away his position, and he should be careful about this.
Oh, the spray. It's good enough for one, but not the kill on the suburb. Derek's able to fight back. An attacker coming in with a MAC-10, sweeping them under the rug, but he's dived over their heads. They've gone through the smoke. He's got a good position, but he can't line anything up. This is just awful. An overall scrappy round again from TyLoo, and Danking is the last remaining player, and he will fall as well. 10-2. Bren are reaching double figures already. And at this point, we head into round number 13, and TyLoo, what can they hope for? What can they possibly hope to salvage? If they lose this round, Blair, this half, I don't know. Well, it's TyLoo, so I suppose it's possibly good enough, but it's definitely going to be very, very difficult. Bren, what a performance from them. I have to say, the mental fortitude to get 16-1 on Nuke, but come in and just mentally reset and be able to do this to TyLoo, this is impressive.
Oh, absolutely. This is some brilliant stuff from Bren, and they're waking up, Dinko. They're like, yeah, we can take the fight to these guys. We got the game. As Derek's going to find another kill. He's got to find another kill, but Danking and slowly they reply back. Wits peering out from connector, and Danking waiting patiently, and suddenly Micro's left alone. It's a 1v3, Dinko. But bombs yet to be planted. And the way these rounds have swung the way of Bren, I'm still going to give him a chance here. Okay, maybe not this time. I thought Danking just lose his mind and cross on over, but he's going to plan it safe, and TyLoo to get around number 3, but and this was down to the fact that Bren maybe overplayed their hand. They extended a little bit, but when they're not doing that, which has been the majority of the rounds, TyLoo have had no answer.
Well, finally a round of the board. I feel like this was a must-win round from TyLoo. You know, if they lose this, we're starting to see a world in which they don't even get enough to come back into the second half. But if they get 5, that's something. That's at least something you can work with if you're TyLoo, especially with how bad this first half has been for them. Bren, I mean, they haven't really got money because they have been hemorrhaging a lot of players in the rounds. TyLoo have been getting the kills. I mean, Attacker's 13 and 12. Summer's 11 frags as well. I mean, they're still getting kills across the board here from TyLoo, but it's just the fact they haven't been able to win the rounds. You know, they've lost a lot of clumsy 3 versus 1s, rounds where they've got the bomb site or they're heading into the B bomb site and they haven't been able to get anything done. I mean, TyLoo definitely should be up a few more rounds on the board at least. But yeah, a bit of their own worst enemy, just overstepping, causing themselves a few issues. And now we go into the last couple of rounds of this first half, and TyLoo are going to have to try and pick up 5. If they could do that, well, like I said, they have a chance in the second, but it's a what-if scenario again, Blur.
What if scenarios indeed? Somebody, once more, trying to make something work. He hasn't really had too much success. He's usually really good at getting these opening kills towards B and, more importantly, staying alive. But while he's been good for, at least one, it hasn't necessarily allowed his team to get control of this B side. And now somebody slowly creeping up. Spy, not that great. Derek, he's been great so far. Oh, the Molotov, and Micro makes his escape. I thought somebody would toss it in, probably just hold the line, just to ensure there's no one there. Now Micro repositioning, but somebody just swings out Derek with a deagle! He doesn't need a rifle, Dinko. He doesn't need anything. He just needs a pistol, and that's good enough for the man looking for more. And he's doing such a great job just delaying this hit from TyLoo as Poppy strikes, finds somebody, and suddenly it's turned around into 2v2. Wits and Pro versus Attacker and Danking. The bomb will get planted as Pro is going to make his way from the apartments.
This is a round again where TyLoo have to win. They have to get this under the belt. And while Dan King positions himself just at the van, he's not overstepping. He's got a good angle. That's going to be Pro falling to the orbit. And Dan King gets a second, a 3K in the round. And finally, a round where Dan King does perform. He was so good over on Nuke. He's been a little bit neutered here as we've headed into Mirage, but that is it's a big step up for him. 7 to 10 kills, and now we go 10-4. Last round of the first half. Again, TyLoo, like I said, one more round. They get 5. I start to worry less for them going into the second half, especially if they win the pistol round. Then I know TyLoo are right back in things. They're just so good at the video game, right? They're just so good at Counter-Strike. And Bren, you can never feel comfortable. You can never get complacent. You have to keep this performance up as we move forward into these rounds.
Indeed, they have to. And final round, I mean, there's no point saving. It's a full commit, MP9, CZ. It's kind of unfortunate considering the lead Bren had. And heading into the final round of this first half, they're just down to the SMGs, pistols, and the one solitary rifle, the FAMAS. Somebody's pushed on up. Look at this hole from them. Now, Derek has a flashbang towards from Toll Booth from Triple. If he times it right, if he uses that flashbang, that could be big. And that's a tell. Smoke's coming in, but Derek, he doesn't use a flash. He's just going to hold the line, and they're going to be blinded. The flashbang from TyLoo is so good, as slowly he's going to open it up. Derek just looking very dazed and confused on the bomb site as 5 players come charging out. There is a flank coming in from Pro Dinko, but he's going to be watched out. Danking's going to find him. And that is going to be the cleanest run from TyLoo this entire half.
Why didn't they do that sooner? It's just so simple. A couple of flashes from Dan King. Fair enough, that was sick. The flashes were so good. They blinded everybody in the bomb site for what felt like an eternity. And Derek, he finally gets unblinded and another flash came in. He just got blinded again. But yeah, that's just simple Counter-Strike from TyLoo. Heads up aim jewels, very simple flashes, basic utility. That's all they needed to do throughout this half. I think they overcomplicated it slightly in terms of how they were trying to approach these complicated rounds where they send somebody towards B while they rest work middle or towards A. I think they just need to go together and just like matchmaking, just play together. You're going to win the aim jewels. It's true. They just have enough skill that's enough to win. And now they head in towards this A bomb side. Bren, they want to try and pick this round up. They want to try and find the pistol. And it's Micro off to a fantastic start, taking down Attacker and somebody. This could be an 11th round for Bren. It's almost locked in at this point. Slowly and Danking, they got to have a hero performance.
Can't do it, but slowly just charging on alone. And Micro just facing Dinko. This is what you want to see. We speak about how Micro does tend to struggle from some of his CT side positions, maybe holding towards a B bomb site alone, but he's showing that he's got what it takes when it comes to just running in and taking heads and danking. He doesn't have a kit, Dinko. Time is not his friend. 13 seconds remaining. He's just going to nope out of there. Maybe going for a few exits, but Bren aren't going to give him anything. What a round from Micro. I want to see that from his POV. He just opened up that A bomb site all by his lonesome. And Bren have pretty much done almost everything. Like they've checked all the boxes for the requirements to win this map, to take it to map number 3. But can they, is the question. Because TyLoo, they're going to go for the Force.
That's the scary part. We haven't seen any crazy sort of force buy wins just yet. I mean, it's certainly looking okay here from TyLoo. They have somebody on the scout. They have 2 deagles, an attacker in Summer's hands. Slowly and tanking. Well, it's an MP9 and a FAMAS for tanking here. So we'll see if TyLoo can turn this into a round win. It's fast from Derek. He's in connector already. And Dan King positioned on default will start to move forward. Derek needs to be careful here. Somewhere now in the smoke off towards the bottom of the stairs. He's going to start walking his way up towards the top. Papachula with a good headshot, tanking out of there. A mad advantage in play here for the T side. Slowly, he's going to go around to the right side. He spotted one right in front of him. Now he's going to come away off this angle. Lost the early player. And from a tanking going down. And Bren, they're not making too many mistakes. I feel right now this is a well-approached round.
And the sheer presence they have. Oh, they're going to walk on out dry. That is a mistake. And somebody, and slowly, MP9, the tag with the scout. That's all he needs, and it's going to be slowly puring out, getting the kill. This is just falling apart, Dinka. This is just falling apart. Pro's going to do everything on his own. It's a 1v4. 2 of the players are so very low, but he doesn't know that, and he's just going to leg it. There's no way he can retrieve the bomb. Might as well just hold on to this AK-47, but TyLoo, the force by Dinko, it's going to work out. And the tragedy for Bren is, you were saying, they're playing this so correctly. And they just walk out.
Right at that point, they're like, did he just give us a compliment? Screw that guy. Like, let's just change it up completely. Now they've got AKs.
2 AKs, the FAMAS, the upgrade from the, upgrade to the UMP from the, I think the MP9 or the Scout. Yeah, it's not really gone their way, has it? 11-6 though, still, they have a 5-round lead, they have a buffer to work with. The question is, what did they do now? Did they just force it up and try to work around the AK? This is just mind-boggling. The news, there was a player playing up close with the MP9. They walk out straight dry into somebody's Scout, and yeah, this was just kind of a brain fart moment from Bren, unfortunately, after they played so well. It's going to be a little bit of a force buy. Micro not buying up. That's just a P250 for him, just a deagle for Poppy. The rest of them, deagles and Kevlar. Pro still sticking with the AK and the one Molotov he has saved from the previous round. And it's going to depend a lot on Pro popping off. He's had a quiet map here, Dinko, despite the massive lead that Bren had earlier on. And now with somebody pushing up, he's going to push up, just announce his presence. That's classic somebody.
Is TyLoo drop a map to Bren, Blair? What does that mean for this tournament?
It doesn't mean anything. TyLoo's still going to reach the finals.
Thank you, Blair, for being the realist in life. It's definitely important. I'll try and create the fairy tale stories.
I'll be the cynic.
Yeah, you could be like the real fairy tale stories. You're the ones that actually end in murder and disaster.
Oh yeah, like the Derek's gonna be the last man alive here. The round's done anyway. Like, if you go back to the Little Red Riding Hood story, like the original is so much more darker.
Yep.
Where it's about this girl, she goes, her grandma's been eaten up by the wolf, and then the wolf basically, she's like, oh, I'm really hungry, and she's like, oh, there's meat in the whatever to keep the food in the larder, and she's like, oh, okay, this is really good meat, and it's her grandmother. The wolf makes Little Red Riding Hood cannibalize her own family members. That's the original story, and then she dies in the end. It's a very sad tale.
Brilliant. And then I'm sure Hansel and Gretel doesn't end so well.
I think I don't know about the original version of that, but I know like a lot of the nursery rhymes, it's also based about historical like events, like what's a song called? What's a rhyme? Pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, they all fall down. That's about the Black Plague. And
Yep,
why and
yeah.
how people cat posies in their pockets so that they can smell the stench of the
Yeah.
corpses. So it's pretty dark. History is very dark, and right now things are starting to get a little dark for Bren. It's of course an eco round. Don't see them pulling off anything crazy here.
They're going to be dropping as well here at this point.
Why is Danking pushing on an eco? I don't know. It's Danking. Why do I even ask?
Well, it's going to be Summer, an attacker, taking the kills, looking for a third kill. It's Summer this time, picking it up.
So many
And
dinks.
slowly, yeah, gets rid of Micro. That's a 5-man win coming in here from TyLoo. I do often wonder, because even when I was at primary school, or like, I don't know what the equivalent is in India or where you guys live, the viewers at home, but it's like when you're 5 years old. Yeah, Tom, haha, very funny you said, was it last year? You know, when I was like 5 to, what was it, 11, I think it is. We did all those little nursery rhymes, and you did the Ring a Roses. I wonder if they still do that, because I feel like the world has changed even since I was a kid. So I feel like it's just become so much more politically correct that even nursery rhymes would be a bit of a problem.
To be honest, like I feel like most of the nursery rhymes are. I don't know. Like, I don't want to get into that particular discussion about political correctness and all of that, but I feel like you can't wipe out history, and these rhymes are kind of like a reminder of what history was, right? Like
Exactly.
I remember Humpty Dumpty was about, you know, some king's traitor and stuff, something like that. I forget.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I wonder if Mitch has little brothers and sisters. I wonder if he has any idea. I'm sure he could let us know if they're still doing those weird little rhymes.
Oh, that's if Mitch decides to show up. We can probably ask him. 5v5 still, minute on the clock. Attacker taking quite a bit of damage, and he should be playing a little bit more of a passive angle, and slowly gets found out. Suddenly, this is looking a little tricky here for TyLoo.
Oh, it's going to be the peek from Pro.
Pro?
God, how does he not see attacker? What is that? Obviously, our view is slightly different to what the players are seeing, but that's funny. But 33 seconds left. It's going to be Bren coming out onto the A-ball site. They're going to be trying their best here. It's Papachula towards top connector. He's going to be caught in the open. What an awkward moment. Summer taking him away, and now it's all focused in towards this ramp push, and it's Dan King taking the headshot. Witz is the last remaining player to 1 versus 3, and he's got to get away here. The bomb plant, it'll start to come through, and he's going to secure that.
The flank, though, Dinko. He has completely no idea where somebody's coming in from. Somebody insta headshot from the flank. Oh my lord, that was rough, man. They had a man advantage. They got slow. They took down slowly early on. Attacker's bleeding out. It's a 19 HP from the beginning of the round. Fro just completely blind. I mean, you need to go to the dock or something, get his eyes checked over there, because that was rough. And then Poppy, a little bit of a preemptive battle over at connector, and he gets taken down because of it. And just these couple of duels just didn't go their way. They messed up. And look at the money for 3 of the players at TyLoo. It's looking good, Dinko. And 11-9 now, 2 rounds away from tying things up. The fairy tale, it's turned into a horror story for Bren right now.
Well, holding on, it's going to be somebody. Around to the right side. This is a good angle. Now, somebody is almost guaranteed at least 1 kill here, and he's going to peek into the open, of course. He doesn't just hold on. Slow peek. He'll go back for more, though. That's somebody. Just kind of getting played out. Micro taking him down. Dan King, luckily, is there in reply. It's Micro going down, and slowly as well, holding on. Doing fantastic work as Derek goes down. And it's all starting to crumble here. Papachula, last remaining player until 1 versus 4. He's going to start moving up in towards short. Summer's ready for him. And what was once a very good half from Bren and what was once a very good lead has all just fallen out of their hands. But they're down into a situation where they're about to lose that lead. It should be TyLoo tying things up here when you take one look at the economy of the T side. They're going to have to go to the pistols. They're going to have to get a bit of a half buyout. And TyLoo will be picking up 11 rounds here.
10-5 for... Sorry, it was 10-2 for Bren earlier on. Then became 10-5 in the halftime. They won the pistol round, and then it's been TyLoo all the way. It's It's a tale as old as time, Dinko. It's seen it so many times, I'm not surprised anymore. It's kind of a half buy coming out from Bren here. It's going to be a pretty traditional A take, but that smoke is going to make life a little uncomfortable. But they're going to push on in through anyway. Attacker still hugging the wall. No one's checking him. No one's checking him, Dinko. As Attacker just going to strike. Pro finally takes him down. But Danking, if Bro can get a kill through a flashbang, so can Danking. And from above, slowly rises like a phoenix of death. The scores are tied up. And well, whatever the lead Bren had, Dinko, it has just crumbled away. 10-2 a while ago, and 11 all.
Well, it's going to be Bren spreading out into the default early on. Wit's looking for that opening pick, this time over towards A. It's time to show us if they're going to be able to close it here on Mirage, if they're going to be able to compete at all in this second half. TyLoo CT sides have been something to marvel at. Their T sides, not so much. But if they can get enough done on the T sides to deliver a chance here in the second half, TyLoo are going to take it, and they do so. Getting a couple towards the end, but somebody, what are you doing? I have to say, you know, as often as I enjoy watching somebody play, I sometimes hate watching somebody play. He's most divisive player for me, just watching the situations he's involved in. And while Summer is going to take down Papachulo, that's enough to keep them within touching distance, but they've still lost a player and slowly looks to try and be that difference maker moving forward. But he's being watched. He's going to find a headshot. It's going to work out, but Wits again taking down Dan King. So no matter what TyLoo do, as soon as they get a kill, it's traded back.
That was such a strange peek from TyLoo. They had two players push out mid. No one flashing, just going for the dry deals, and well played from Bren. They just held on, just held the angles, and again, a good round, solid round from Wits. 3K, Summers opted to gamble for this B bomb site. There's no one there. And Bren will finally get another round on board. Their second round here on the T side.
Yeah, it's just a heartbreaking one for TyLoo as well, because the position they're in, they've been coming back for so long, and you know, this was the round where they take the lead. This is the round where they get over that hurdle of such a bad first half, but they kind of dropped the ball a little bit. And I think, honestly, he's having a real blinder of a game in a poor way. You know, his 9-16 is blinding me by just the fact that I want to close my eyes when I'm seeing what he's doing right now. He's like, I don't know what he's doing in that last round. Like, fine, he's in the smoke, but get away before it starts to fade. You're not going to get anything done there. I don't know, blah. Sometimes somebody is amazing to watch, and sometimes not so much.
So you just basically described somebody. That's
exactly.
It. He's
exactly.
He's
but the
amazing
thing is,
or a lunatic. Yeah.
Exactly. And the moments when he's doing something that works, like that's when.
What is this peak, by the way? What is that?
It's good enough. Danking, just trying to position on top of the. I have to say though, Wits, good awareness across the board there. Good kills being picked up. Good stuff from Bren, really. Good gun round. They capitalized on some of the weaknesses of TyLoo there, and I mean, good plays really. Wits just being aware, taking them down. But now Danking up the Danking things. He's pushed through the ramp.
Fortunately for him, there's no one to find. But with this aggression from the CDs towards ramp, they're going to be opting to play a much more passive angle towards B, and that's where I worry. Somebody's there with the AWP, you know, always reliable, as long as it doesn't overextend. After waiting for a while, the question is, are TyLoo going to switch up this defense? Are they going to be rotating a few players out? Somebody's going to be playing a little bit more passively. He's going to flash towards B apartments, trying to bait out a peek from the T's. And now he's going to be holding a more traditional angle. Smoke for jungle. There's no one to the B bombs apart from somebody, Dinko. He does have slowly playing towards short, but there's no one there. So he can help his teammate out, but it's still going to be paranoid that it's going to get flanked from behind. They're going to creep on up. Still a lot of time to work with.
Somebody. The scoping. Ready for this peek around the corner. Papachulo and Micro in behind it, and here comes the utility up. Molotov down, smoke on top of it, it blooms, and now they go forward. Bren, they throw the utility, but they're completely faking out the B bomb set. They've dropped to the
17
underpass.
seconds?
TyLoo are just going to have to just hold on. There's only a couple of seconds left, and Attacker's in the perfect position. If he gets the bomb down, that's the round done. He's going to spray away. It's Pro God. Micah finds the headshot, but look at Dan King. He's enough. If he can stop the bomb, and there it is. The round's done. There was not enough time even if Dan King didn't connect the shot. Bren.
What was that?
Look at the timer. God damn it.
They managed to break you as well, huh?
Yeah, I mean, come on. You're running towards B. You have a real chance to win it. TyLoo haven't even fully rotated off the other bomb sides. You don't know that, but take a look at the time. Realize you've got no other option but to commit to B.
The only time where that play is acceptable is if you have a player playing towards jungle. You have that control. You have an agent who has snuck his way in. They had no eyes on A. They had no idea what a setup was. And they were trying to kind of bait out the fake, but it's just not. TyLoo's not going to budge. Why should they? They have everyone alive. That was one of the most brain-dead rotations I've seen so far in PAL 2020 fall. Like, that has to be one of the worst plays, considering they had everything going for them. 17 seconds, go for it. There's a better chance of you taking the B bomb side than running towards A where you have no info, zero info where the CTs might be. Oh, that is just atrocious.
Oh, nice kill from somebody. Pro goes down. Not TyLoo. They've got the man advantage to try and take this lead. Slowly, they get a boost over the top of somebody looking for that shot down in towards the connector. It's going to work out for Attacker for 1 kill with the Mac 10. Oh, Attacker, what? That's not a good spray. Dan King only getting 1, but Papachulo just pops his head. And now it's on Wits. A 1 versus 2. Can he do anything in this clutch? The flashbang goes over the top of Khan. He's got no smoke, so he has to try and dodge the bullets. And he does it well. He gets over to the default spot, gets that bomb down, and now he's looking for this 1 versus 2. Wits can win this, but he peeks into the open and immediately takes the duel slowly, and he comes out worse for wear. It'll be TyLoo with 13 rounds on the board. They capitalize on their opportunities. It isn't the prettiest Counter-Strike. I have to say, this is pretty dire from TyLoo. Their first half sucked. Their second half's not, amazing either. I mean, this CT side isn't tightly run, right? It's really rough, especially with attack. That push in towards the connector, they probably should have done a little bit more with that. A little bit of a whiff, but nonetheless, TyLoo, they get it done. They get 13 rounds on the board. Their individuals are good enough. I have to say, though, it hasn't really been convincing for me. At least the players are still across the board having a relatively solid team effort. And now they've got this double op setup out again. So we'll see if this is enough to just take it over the line and TyLoo can kind of forget about this.
Well, tanking now. They didn't have much luck earlier, but this time it might work out, Dinko. He's got to be walking and straight on in. No one's flashing in. No one's flashing in, but Wits goes to the peak. That's a brilliant shot, but Summer's going to strike. And now it's a 4v3. They have Attacker playing to a shadow as well with Wits. So aware. And now Summer playing at the edge. He's burning alive, and Derek's going to help him out as he burns to his death. 2v3. Somebody at the edge of the smoke. He's going to find the player. And now it's a 1v1. Wits. He's got to focus. Looking for the ace. But slowly denies him. These rounds are so close, Dinko. But TyLoo, again and again and again, they just somehow manage to clutch it back. I don't know how they do it.
They're just TyLoo, and that's enough, And I feel like they've coasted along just being allowed to make so many mistakes and being allowed to be in these close scenarios and even on maps and series, and they still win because they're TyLoo.
That's the reason. Because they're TyLoo.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're TyLoo. And it is because they're so good individually, they don't even have to play good Counter-Strike as a team. It's unfortunate. But, TyLoo, it's not going to last forever. Eventually, they're going to have to go and play these international teams again. So they're going to have to get themselves in shape. This Mirage needs a little bit of work.
Well, considering how the world is right now,
It's fine for now.
They can stick around for a bit. Oh, missed shot from somebody. You don't see that often. The second one's not going to miss, though, and he's going to re-peek out, and Witch is going to be waiting for him. But danking and slowly they strike, and this is a trap that's been sprung, Dinko, and it's all on Pro here. 1v3 danking, there's no need to peek, and he's going to still peek out. Although it was when his teammate came in, so that's completely forgivable. 10-2, the scoreline for Bren. And yet TyLoo are on map point and match point before them. 15-12, 3 opportunities to close it out. And for Bren, Dinko, I mean, it's do or die time right now, and the money's still not that great.
Yeah. I mean, very simple performances. I think slowly he's actually been pretty impactful in these last couple of rounds and pretty recently. So good to see an upturn in performance from him. Danking as well. Obviously had an MVP performance over on nuke. I think he might get it again here, to be honest. You can just close it out in this fashion. Attacker and Summer, they've been... I think Summer's been steadily just getting these kills throughout the entire map. Whereas Danking, I feel, has definitely had a quieter start than he did over on nuke and just kind of warmed up into the map again. Got involved, delivered a lot of impact, and now TyLoo looking to try and close it out. Bren's buy is not fantastic. They lack it a lot of utility and a lot of weaponry. They've got 2 Galils in Mac 10 and 2 AK-47s to play with going into round number 28. TyLoo, they've got everything they could possibly want. Summer is going to get aggressive down in towards ramp. It's going to work out.
Oh, the timing of the nade as well. Micro. Down to 65. A lot of players spotted out. They're going to come jumping out anyway, but Attacker's going to mow them down. The Flames going to keep the players at bay. Pro waiting behind a smoke. Summer danking, re-aggressing. This is just massive. Danking spots a player out. He knows he's there, but so does Derek. But danking's going to win the duel, and Pro... he does find Summer, but it's a 4v2, Dinko. It's not looking great here for Bren. They have the bomb, though, so that's a good sign. Danking coming up close, clearing out the close angles. This constant re-aggression from TyLoo, it's mental, but it just works out because of how good they are individually.
Exactly. And well, Danking, a missed shot for once in his life. And there he goes back again. He'll not miss twice. And Pro eventually gets rid of him, but now 1 versus 3 for Pro to try and pull off to keep the team alive. I just do not see it happening here, and Pro goes down. Attacker secures victory. TyLoo with a 2-0 win, a 16-1 win on nuke. A little bit of a more labored performance going into map number 2, but like you said, it was 10-2 at that point, and after that, it was only 2 rounds picked up for Bren. So they turned it around, a dominant performance